Welcome back, YouTube. Now, I've often laid out the groundwork for what I think it would take for Dogecoin to reach $5 and like a certain series of events and also a slight time frame. But the most common question I get is, what happens when Dogecoin reaches $1, or how long will it take? And what do we do then? And what can we expect when Dogecoin reaches $1? So in this video, I'm going to discuss everything about that journey. I'm also going to discuss what I believe will happen once we get close to $1. Let's talk about it. Normally, when I address the question of what happens when Dogecoin gets to $1, I often just say, and I really just try and prepare people that there will be a sell-off around the 90 to $1 mark, the 90 cents to $1 mark. And right now I'm going to double down on that because we're hovering in the mid to upper 30s range so much. And let's just say, for example, that most people's DCA is 35 cents. So at 70 cents, which is lower than our all-time high, they're already at 100% profit. So anything on top of that spread from 70 cents to $1, that extra 30 cents, that's just all gravy. So I believe just outside of just panic for $1 being like a round number and so many people having 100+% returns, then I believe that we're going to see a sell-off at between like 90 and $1. I do believe that it'll be harder for us to get to $1 than it will be to get to $2, because I believe that outside of all the information and the potential partnerships that we have coming out, that more people will rally behind Dogecoin after it breaks through that dollar range. Another thing we're going to have to take into consideration is the institutional money that's been apparent that's really in crypto. We recently witnessed over a $600 billion pullout of Bitcoin. We also may see some resistance from people like Barry who are shorting coins like Dogecoin. He's made that obvious. I don't think that he'll stop shorting it at any time soon. So we just have to be prepared for people like him and also institutions taking profit as well, because we don't know exactly what's going to cause like the next bull run in crypto in general, like what's going to start that rally. So if it is institutional money, we just have to be prepared for that pullout. And in addition to people like Barry who are shorting and institutions, we also just have whales and common investors that will take profits as well with 100+% return. So as of right now, it's a number of events that can lead to that bull run, in my opinion, but it will take a lot of money just in general in the crypto market for it to hit those highs that we've recently saw. But even with that being said, even with the pullback and the correction that we're in right now, pretty much all the major cryptos, Doge, Ethereum, Bitcoin, we're still up for the year overall. So no, it's none of that, oh my God, it's taking so long, or we're in a bear market, how long is this going to take? No, we're still up year over year. If you look at the charts and see, even despite the correction that we're in right now, most of the cryptos, if not all of them, are still in a much better position than they were a few months ago. As far as for putting a time on this, that's really difficult for anyone to do. I don't believe anyone can time the market. You can look at certain indicators and maybe have a range. I do believe that it will happen at some point this year, but as far as for putting like a time frame on it, I can't do that. And I haven't had enough indicators to even put a range on it, but I just know based off of the series of events and typically how long cryptos typically go into bear markets, for me, it's safe to assume that it will happen at some point this year. We also have to take into effect a lot of the other things that's going on around the market. And right now we also have like the threat of inflation and the housing market that's pretty much been hinting at as far as like it being in a bubble. And also the report that the Federal Reserve is going to release later this year to indicate our inflation. Now, I believe this comes out like around like August, and a lot of investors are waiting on this, particularly because we use real estate to kind of gauge like the health of the economy. And I know that our housing prices at an all-time high, and lumber is at an all-time high, our food is going up, the cost of cars is going up. So it's obvious that we're having inflation, and when we have inflation, that leads to uncertainty, and uncertainty is never good for any kind of like the stock market or cryptos in general. Fear and uncertainty, and particularly pertaining to inflation, that's normally only good for like gold and silver. We'll see with Bitcoin. if it gets held up as the crypto's gold. But typically, inflation is good for hard assets, and people typically go back to those commodities as a hedge against inflation. So we're going to have to see as far as for these reports that come out. I've seen some reports stating that the average price of a home now is like a little over 400,000. I've seen it like in the 350 range. And typically, yes, homes do, real estate does appreciate, but at the rate that we're seeing, typically that's unhealthy. And with the amount of money that the government's been injecting into the market since the pandemic, we're going to see some of that pullback just to kind of get like an actual gauge of inflation. And this will pretty much give us an idea as what we can expect in the real estate market, which we can kind of use as a gauge for what we can expect in the stock market, because pretty much, as everyone knows, our economy is tied to real estate. As I mentioned before, as far as for timing, I do believe a lot of money left Doge and went into AMC, but this is going to be short-lived, and I know a lot of that money is going to come back, and it's going to bring a lot of friends as well. As far as for the timing, I don't believe that the AMC situation will be dragged out much longer, but that will play an effect, at least in the short run, as far as for the rally or new money coming back into Doge. So a lot of these indicators, as far as for the economy in general and the bear market, as far as for in crypto, a lot of this we're going to have to kind of wait and see, and this will play a really big part as far as for Doge's rises to $1. But in the meantime, we're still in that window, so it's still a great time as far as for getting your coin count up. Now, for us to actually break through the dollar amount or to like shoot past it, I'm not sure what would be propelling us to even get close to that marker or to even pass our all-time high. But it's possible that we can have the sell-off, but because of the momentum or because of what just happened, we can actually blow by $1. So I don't know if it's going to be like from a Tesla announcement or something with like Ethereum or smart contracts, but it's possible we can have the sell-off and still be over $1. But for that, again, we're just going to have to wait and see. And that's pretty much the main reason why you want to be accumulating now. And with those announcements and those big moves that we expect to be coming up soon, this is a great time to pretty much accumulate the coins like I've been saying, and not so much focus on like the DCA, because as we make these partnerships, whether it's with Ethereum or Tesla or the smart contracts or Doge, whatever the case may be, these floors that we see now, they're going to move up. So we kind of just have to be prepared for that and not just be focusing as far as like on a DCA and, maybe it'll drop below 20 cents and stuff like that. So because at the end of the day, all of these prices are going to look cheap. It's kind of like the people that were buying in January and February, like saying, it may drop below a penny again, and we're trying to save a nickel or two trying to buy Doge at like 5 cents and 6 cents, but it may drop back down. And now we just pretty much look foolish because it's at 30 cents. And it's like very slim to none chance that it's going to go back down that low. And I don't want that to happen to a lot of the new investors that are getting involved now, saying that, it may drop to 20 cents and then the floor moves up to 60 to 70 cents, and you're going to be kicking yourselves a few months from now. So in my opinion, what everyone needs to be doing is asking themselves a question. So if Doge does go to $1 tomorrow, for example, you need to be asking yourself, am I happy with my current position? That's versus when will Doge go to $1 and what do we do once we get there? Like as far as for like the floor moving up and whatever reason that's propelling Doge on this new high, you need to be asking yourself, am I prepared? Am I happy with my current coin count? Because that's really all that matters is coin count times current price. If you're happy with the current spread that you're going to have, then you know what you need to do. Just hold the line. If you're not, you also know what you need to be doing, and that's pretty much accumulating. These are personal decisions you have to make, and these are just my 2 cents, but pretty much looking at the data and seeing that, seeing the track record between not just Doge, but all cryptos as far as for when they move up or get a series of new money, the floors also move up. It's very possible that we can not see these numbers again for a while, if ever. That's my opinion as far as for on Doge reaching $1. If you'd like to be a part of the community I have and receive like weekly updates or join the private community, I'll have a link in the description where you can click to be a part of that. If you're also looking to diversify your platforms and your brokerages with Dogecoin and other stocks, I recommend Webull. If you open an account with $100, you'll receive 2 free stocks. From now until the 17th, you'll actually get up to, those 2 free stocks will actually be valued at up to $2,000. So, but you have to open with $100. And if you're not on YouTube that often, or if you'd still like to hear from me outside of YouTube, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. My Instagram handle is I am David Mitchell Jr. Twitter is JR David Mitchell. And I also have the link if you'd like to contribute to the channel and the research. I'd also have my link as far as to my Patreon in the description as well. Thank you, and until next time. Wait. Almost forgot, actually. If you enjoyed the content that you've seen here, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you want to become a part of the family, and continue to share this video. We just surpassed over 30,000 members, which is a huge milestone. Like I never would have even imagined this a couple months ago. So I appreciate all of you and your continued support. I'll continue bringing you information and, of course, without the fluff as we grow together. I appreciate all of you. Thank you.